I've already read A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Now, do you really think I'm gonna spend 6 hours of my time watching the same thing on Netflix again?
And it's all Gucci, don't get too attached to me.
Hi everyone, I'm Archana Balasubramaniam and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing a comparison between the book series of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder and the TV series of the same. So without any further delay, let's start off with the video. For those of you who would like a full series review of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I mean the book series, you can check out my video where I have done a review of the complete series. I'll link that in the description and in the pinned comments below. And for those of you who have not read the book or anything, I'll just give you a brief synopsis of the first book. So there are totally 4 books in A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. The first one in the series is called A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. The second one is Good Girl Bad Blood. The third one is As Good as Dead. And the fourth one is Killjoy. So the fourth book is not exactly like, a part of the series. Like it doesn't really contain like much detail pertaining to the series. But the other 3 books are really good and highly recommend that you read it. So let's start off with the synopsis of the video. So this is a thriller and the synopsis of the book goes like this. Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend Salil Singh, also called Sal Singh, and Sal Singh is said to have committed suicide right after that. So this happened about 5 years ago. Andy Bell was a student and this case was really popular in Little Kilton. So now 5 years later, the surviving family of Sal Singh, that is Sal Singh's parents and his younger brother Ravi, who has now grown up a little bit, of course it's 5 years later, right? So they are being shunned by the entire town. In fact, Ravi goes to study elsewhere and not in the main Little Kilton school. So here, the lead character of the story, that is Pippa, she wants to do a project and so she decides to take up the murder of Andy Bell. Why does she take it up? Because she feels that Sal Singh was accused of killing Andy Bell without proper evidence. And so she wanted to collect evidence and point the case in the right direction. Of course, the case has been closed long back. So she starts off like this, but then as and when she goes on uncovering evidence, she feels the need to solve this mystery. She has the strong need to solve the mystery. So that is how this whole story pans out. So if you haven't read the book, I highly recommend that you read it. And now as I'm doing a comparison between the TV series and the book series, there will be spoilers. So if you haven't read the book or if you haven't you really intend to read the book, please don't watch this. Come back to this video after you finish reading the book. So now let's talk about the TV series. So if I were someone who hasn't read the book and I'm directly watching the TV series, I may have liked it at once, but then since I have read the book and then I'm watching the TV series, I felt the need to compare because there are a lot of things in the book that were not there in the TV series and a lot of things in the TV series that were quite different from what was there in the book, or at least that is how I found it to be. Okay, so the very first thing is that I loved the cinematography because the place where it has been shot, Little Kilton looks really good. The school, the atmosphere, Pippa's house and all of that really looks good. In addition to that, the cast members were perfect for the role. So I loved how Emma played Pippa because she really got into the role and she was just like how I imagined Pippa to be. So Pippa's parents, that is Victor and her mother, and Pippa's younger brother, Ravi looked really good, and Ravi's family, Sal Singh, Andy Bell, they all really fit the description. And not just that, Pippa's best friend Cara and also her dad Elliot. Elliot was a little bit different from my imagination because I imagined Elliot to be a little more put together, but then in this series he kind of looked a little different from my imagination. But of course, once I started watching the series, I did end up liking Elliot. So the cinematography, the cast, the location, these were all perfect. Some of the other things that I liked about this was that Pippa and Kara's relationship was depicted really well. I love how their friendship was showcased really well on the TV series as well, and not just in the books. So while we're talking about the cast members, I felt that Victor was perfect for the role, just like how I had imagined. So Victor was a stepfather and he was really protective about Pip, and I felt like this person portrayed that role perfectly. He actually radiated those vibes. I felt that every character in the series actually radiated those vibes. So now let's move on to the things about the TV series that did not really align with the book and that really disappointed me. So the very first thing that disappointed me was that I felt that Pippa and Ravi did not really share that chemistry. Like in the book, I always felt that Ravi was pretty protective about Pippa, and it's probably because I've read all the books in the series, or I probably felt that in the first book in the series itself, I'm not sure. But in the book, I really got that vibe where Ravi would really go to lengths for Pippa and that he would protect her. Not that it was not depicted in the series as well, but I just felt that a little bit of their chemistry, and I felt that, probably that love and that protectiveness and that affection that Ravi showed in the books was actually missing in the TV series. So that is one thing I felt about it. Another major thing about the TV series that I felt was missing was that Stanley, the police officer who was a really important part of the story, was actually not a part of this first series. Of course, I'm sure that his character will come up in the next series and in the next seasons, but him being missing in the first part of this series felt like a major drawback to the story. Another thing that I felt was that Elliot and Pippa shared a really good relationship in the book, and somehow in the TV series that was not showcased. In the TV series, Elliot just felt like Kara's dad, just like Pip's friend's dad, that's all. So I didn't really feel like they had that bond. I didn't feel like, and now because there are spoilers, like I didn't feel like she had the actual heartbreak when she realized that Elliot was the person behind this. So I felt that that is another essential element that did not really live up to my expectations. The climax of the book also changed because in the climax, actually Ravi and Victor, that is Pippa's stepfather, go in search of her. But in this case, Kara and Ravi go in search of Pippa. That is another change that I noticed. And of course, we are not only talking about the changes here, we are also talking about the things that did not really live up to my expectations. But of course, like that particular part of it, though Kara went in place of Victor, it still felt like it was really good. So another thing, I don't know if I should put it in the positives or in the negatives, but it is just that like in the book, I really hated Max Hastings, okay? But when I actually saw the TV series, it was portrayed really well. And of course, like as a character, I really hate Max Hastings, but then like because the actor playing that was so good, I just couldn't I had to tell myself, okay, these two are different. Like just because you like the actor, it doesn't mean you cannot hate the character, because that actor was so handsome and oh my god, he was so adorable. I really liked him a lot. And of course, the change in the breed of the dog shouldn't matter, because regardless of anything, dogs are really cute. I also felt that Natalie's character did not really hold as much prominence as it did in the books, because in the books, like the way Pippa actually went for Natalie and all of that, and basically like in the book, Pippa felt like she's working really hard on the case, like she was giving her 100% of the effort to the case. Not like that is not the case with the TV series, but I just felt like despite all the research and everything that was shown, it just did not give me the same vibe as it did in the books. So basically, my overall take on this TV series is that I would rate it a 3 out of 5, despite the books being really amazing. So more than the first book in the series, I liked the second book, so I'm waiting for the next seasons to come up. And I wouldn't say I'm really pleased with the TV series, but because the cast is great, and of course I'm really curious to know what happens next and how, if they actually stick to the story or not, I will still go ahead and watch it when the next season releases. But overall, I would say that the book was a lot better than the TV series. So this was my take on that. So thank you so much for watching this video. Stay happy, stay blessed, and stay kind. And if you like my video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you and bye.